What a difference a week makes. Last Friday, Diane Sawyer took us on an extraordinary journey, 2 years in the making, into the hills of central Appalachia. 11 million of you saw children living in the kind of wretched poverty that should never exist in America, and many of you were moved to help. Tonight, we want to show you how lives are already changing because of you.
You'll remember up the twisting roads in the mountains at Calf Creek, Kentucky, 12-year-old Courtney and her sister, 11-year-old Mary, told us a secret about their mom.
I'll be honest. Our mommy used to be hooked on drugs, and we did not like it one bit.
12 people at Grandma's house, clothes stuffed under the bed. Courtney's dream, boots, like the ones with little fake fur you see on Hannah Montana, and maybe a home of their own.
We're not like other people. We can't afford food after food after food.
Courtney's mother, Angel, lost her teeth years ago. She's 30 years old, and we saw her make the trek to the GED class in the center of town. Her walk, 8 miles each way. After all those hours of walking, she did it.
This is my GED that I worked my butt off for.
Angel also found a rundown house to rent for $400 a month if she'd fix it up.
This is my kitchen where I cook for my family, you know?
And what's happened in the life of this family tonight? Well, you sent word you wanted to help with some of the shortages in daily life. Also, Courtney learned, thanks to a family in California, she and her sisters are getting those Hannah Montana boots. And a surprise for Angel.
Yeah, come on back here. Let's get started.
Dentist Dr. Edwin Smith is giving her a new set of teeth for free.
I waited a long time for this.
You'll remember Dr. Smith, one of the dentists in the mountains, using his own money to help kids suffering from what dentists here call Mountain Dew mouth. Well, after our report, the Pepsi company, which makes Mountain Dew, says the company is ready to work with Dr. Smith on nutritional education, recruiting more dentists, and they're going to give him a second, brand new mobile dental clinic van. And last week, you also reached out to someone else, Erica Floyd, who spent her childhood trying to save her mother. 5 years ago, WYMT Mountain News captured a tiny Erica, her mother in jail for the 4th DUI.
She drinks sometimes, but that's not right for me. But I love her.
Erica then, and now 11 years old, still trying to help the mother battling addiction to Lortab and OxyContin.
I'm sorry you've had to go through this. No, it's not okay.
We told you about the fire that burned their house and how Erica could be seen walking alone through her town.
You know what kind of drugs she was doing?
Mm-mm.
Did you see her?
No, she wouldn't let me see her. But I knew it was happening.
How'd you know?
I had the look in her eyes when she lied to me.
Well, as of this week, Erica has a new tutor to help her with her schoolwork, and Appalachian neighbors have offered to replace her bedroom furniture. A note, too, about 19-year-old Jeremy, who was shoveling coal 6 days a week, who had one child, another on the way. Well, this week, a surprise baby gift from a viewer.
They're giving us a baby shower. We appreciate it.
Jeremy tells us he's feeling better and trying to drink less soda pop. And finally, last Friday night, you met Shaun Grim, the football superstar of the mountains. Only 5'7" tall, 170 pounds, but the will of a lion. And as college recruiters watched, he played for his future. He played for his life. At the same time, the golden pride of Appalachia was sleeping in a truck.
These are all my clothes for school in my truck. My toothpaste and toothbrush are in my glove box.
He was trying to fight the undertow of his family in the trailers in the hills. Poverty, alcohol, the ground carpeted with litter, dirty diapers.
I want to make everybody happy that I'm actually trying something and doing something with my life, and I don't want to mess up.
We watched Shaun's victories, the first in his family to graduate high school, and we also saw his crushing defeat. On a college football scholarship, he struggled in the classroom. He lost heart because he didn't even have money for the little things other kids took for granted. After only 8 weeks, he dropped out. When we left him, winter was closing in, nothing on the horizon. But what a difference a week makes. After our report, several Kentucky colleges reached out, offering scholarships, help with schoolwork, and there's money to give him some of what other students have. Tonight, we can tell you Shaun has chosen the respected Union College in Kentucky. His dorm room is ready. He starts school Monday.
I hope that I made the right decision, and I appreciate everything everybody's helped me do so far.
He calls it all his amazing second chance at his dreams. And what about all the leaders who love Kentucky? We asked them to answer your question. What will help? Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear watched our report and told us the state will get $3 billion from the president's stimulus package.
We're getting money to build roads and bridges, and part of that's going to be done in eastern Kentucky. There's money in there for water and sewer projects, and that's in demand in eastern Kentucky.
Another leader, a lawyer, says the stimulus money for train improvements is made for the skills of the mountain.
We have hundreds and hundreds of men and women who could be the welders, be the mechanics, be the tradesmen that could build that equipment.
Everyone talked to us about green jobs to replace the options of Walmart, fast food, and the drug trade. And also, what about the kids each getting computers so that they could show the kids of India what competition is like?
The United States was once the most wired country. Now it's 15th. And the reason it slipped is that we kind of abandoned rural communities.
And healthcare, a growth industry in the country, could be one here too. Remember 81-year-old Eula Hall, who's been driving the sick out of the hills and into her clinic for 36 years?
I wish there was a clinic like ours in every county in Appalachia so people would get the kind of health care they need and deserve.
There is a real shortage of philanthropy in rural America, and yet it's one of the places that needs philanthropy the most.
And most of all, these Kentuckians say the beauty of the mountains is calling to all of us to restart that conversation that began more than 40 years ago.
There are ways to think about the future in the mountains in different kinds of ways than we've thought about it in the past. We just need to be willing to dream.